solve the linear system. We have equation 1, we have equation 2. You could see here that neither variable has a coefficient of 1, and neither variable has a coefficient of 1 here either. So we're just going to have to pick one. I'm going to choose y. Okay. Actually, let me go ahead and choose x over here. Solve for x. So let's do that. We're going to have 4x minus 3y is equal to 1. And we're going to add 3y to both sides of the equal sign. And we'll be left with 4x is equal to 3y plus 1. We'll divide both sides by 4. And we'll be left with x is equal to 3y plus 1 divided by 4. X is equal to 3y plus 1 divided by 4. Step 2 is we're going to take this expression for x and we're going to substitute it into the other equation. Alright, so things are going to get a little messy here. Let's go ahead and see how we solve this. We'll get 6y minus 8 times x, and we're going to substitute in our expression for x, which is 3y plus 1 divided by 4 is equal to negative 2. Alright, so now what can we do? Well, we can go ahead and multiply the negative 8 times the numerator of the fraction. So we're going to be left with 6y minus 8 times 3y plus 1 parentheses over 4 is equal to negative 2. And how did I make this step? Well, this 8 has a 1 underneath it, right? So it's really negative 8 over 1. Negative 8 over positive 1. And then we just multiply our fractions across, and we'll get negative 8 times 3y plus 1 in parentheses over 4 times 1, which is 4. Alright, so now that we're here, what can we do? Well, since we have a negative 8 in the numerator and a 4 in the denominator, we can find the greatest common factor, which is 4, and divide the 8 by 4 and divide the denominator by 4. Right. So that's going to leave us with 6y minus 2 times 3y plus 1 is equal to negative 2. Right? And how did I get from this step to this step? Negative 8 divided by 4 is negative 2. And positive 4 divided by 4 is 1. Right? And so any expression divided by 1 is equal to that expression. So the denominator goes away. Alright, so now we should be a bit more comfortable because we know how to deal with this. We distribute out the negative 2. So we get 6y minus 6y minus 2 is equal to negative 2. We'll combine our like terms and we'll get negative 2 is equal to negative 2. This here is a constant is equal to a constant. So what do you need to ask yourself? Is it a true statement or is it a false statement? This is a true statement. Negative 2 is equal to negative 2. So what does that mean? That means that this line and this line are the same line. And so we have an infinite number of infinite solutions. And why is it an infinite solution? Because if we have one line and we have the second line is the same line, that means they meet on every point of the line. And since the line goes off that way forever and that way forever, there's an infinite number of points along that line that can be taken as a solution to the system of equations.